Live from Studio 5 in New York City, this is the News at 6.
Okay, are you looking for a brand new home that's affordable and easy to build? Coming up, a guest will join us to break down the benefits and drawbacks of owning a modular home. It's a hot trend right now. And our feature story tonight focuses on modular homes. They're becoming the new rage. Buyers see them as a realistic alternative to a traditional home since they're easier to build and a lot less expensive. Joining me right now to break down the pros and cons, this is Sheri Koones. She's an author, a Forbes magazine real estate contributor, and it seems that these are really gaining in popularity these days, aren't they, Sheri?
They sure are. It's lots going on in the prefab industry, the modular industry. Amazon just invested $6.7 million in a planned prefab on the West Coast, and IKEA is building houses in Sweden and Finland. So
got a lot
lots going on.
That's for sure. Okay,
yeah.
Hold on. We'll get to you in just a minute. But first, we're going to go to Antoine Lewis, who shows us why many are indeed choosing these modular homes.
Some would say this house, with its simple design and welcoming exterior, is an eye-catcher. Once inside, the uncomplicated layout might even further its appeal. It's known as a modular home in the housing industry.
A modular home is kind of like a home built out of Legos, right? You have all these different pieces, the sides that come together, and you're able to create a home that is just like any other single-family home.
Sarah Mkhitaryan is a senior economist at Zillow. She explains the advantages in owning a modular home.
Affordability is probably the biggest advantage that anyone could get out of a modular home. In addition, homes that are kind of these prefabricated homes often have much tighter seals. So as you think about living in the home longer term, you might be able to save money on heating and cooling.
The modules or pieces are built in a factory, wrapped and then delivered by flatbed truck. Some are almost complete when they arrive. Others will require further assembly. With regards to affordability, some like this one on Amazon sells well under $10,000. However, there are disadvantages to owning them as well.
Obviously, in order to build a home, you need land to begin with, and land in certain parts of the country is very expensive. In addition to just land, for some people, they may live in a neighborhood where, for one reason or another, neighbors may not be as favorable towards having modular homes.
While extremely popular in Europe, modular homes are not as popular here in the U.S., though some say this could change down the road.
And now that major outlets are offering modular homes, like IKEA, and you can even purchase them on Amazon, I think they will continue to gain traction.
From the Upper East Side, Antoine Lewis, Fox 5 News.
All right, thank you very much, Antoine. And with us once again, Sheri Koones, who is also the author of this fabulous book coming out. It's called Downsize, Living Large in a Small House. Congratulations on that. Hey, you say that this is the best kept secret in America, these modular homes, right? What's the biggest selling point?
It's true. There's so many good points about modulars. They are built much faster. A site-built house can take 1 to 2 years to build, and a modular half of that time. They're very efficient, they're environmentally friendly.
Yeah, and they're cheaper too.
And they're cheaper.
Right. You were telling me you could save a lot of money too when it comes to the mortgage.
That's true, because you don't have to have a building loan for such a long time. And you can just get a mortgage and pay it off much quicker. So it's financially positive.
That's a good thing. What about finding the lot? Because people think that, well, maybe it's difficult to find, the proper zoning. Is there a problem with that at all?
No, there's not. No. Most places in America are very happy to have modular houses, and they are absolutely indistinguishable from site-built houses.
Sheri, there is a stigma, though, attached to it. When people think about modular homes, prefabricated homes, they just don't think that they're as good as the traditional home. Now, you travel a lot. You go to different conferences. What do they say about that?
Well, lots of people think that they don't want to build a modular because it's it's a tacky little house. But the reality is that they're indistinguishable and they're built better. And anybody that reads my books, I've written 5 pre-fabulous books, and, and covered many, many houses in those books, and they're all beautiful.
Some people are not sure about, the assembling of the home, right? I mean, you don't do it yourself. I mean, you have to have a professional come in there and do it, right?
You need to have a professional crew set the house. And in most states, that's a requirement. So, but there are lots of crews that do this, and they're all attached to modular companies, so that's not an issue at all.
Yeah, and as far as getting insurance and all that sort of thing, I mean, it's like a normal home, right?
It's just the same.
Wow.
And there are no added costs or extras that you might have with a house where
Right.
you have added costs every other week.
And this trend is continuing like everywhere? It's not any particular part of the country?
It's more popular on the East and the West Coast,
Right.
but it is popular all over the world.
Yeah.
And it's certainly growing in popularity here, and lots of, even in commercial as well as residential.
Very good. Okay, well, Sheri Koones, we appreciate you being here. Good luck with your book, Downsize, Living Large in a Small House. Nice title.
Thank you.
Sheri Koones, thanks for being
you.
here. All right.